Coast Studios in Oklahoma City. This is an OSU update with Barry Tramel. I'm Jenni Carlson. Spring football now officially over at Oklahoma State, Barry, as the Cowboys had a few more practices after their orange blitz. What do you feel like coming out of the spring are the strengths of this team?
Well, it's sort of strange, but I think the strengths are the wide receivers and the defensive line. And the defensive line, it's strange that you lose an all Big 12 defensive tackle in Calvin Barnett at a position where OSU has historically struggled to find quality players, and still Mike Gundy says he thinks they'll be as good or maybe even better on that defensive line. So a lot of good prospects at ends, but James Castleman is back at tackle. Got some other young guys they like a lot. So Cowboys have really built up the depth at defensive line. Mike Gundy talked a couple weeks ago sort of uniquely about how the Cowboys have given more scholarships on the defensive side of the ball the last few years, and it's paying off. At wide receiver, Cowboys lose three very solid players, veteran players, and Tracy Moore, Josh Stewart, Charlie Moore, and yet a lot of young guys they love a lot when you're talking about Jawan Seals and Marcel Aitman and Rashad Samples and Blake Webb, and the list goes on and on and on. So I think Cowboys are going to have plenty of guys to throw the ball to, and I think that defensive line is going to be very solid.
Okay, what about on the flip side, concerns? What do you feel like are the prime concerns for this team right now?
Well, I mean, I think offensive line is a worry because you sort of have to rebuild. Some of the guys coming back are coming back from injury. Devin Davis, Brandon Garrett. We don't know if they'll recover completely. You hope they will, you think they will, but you never know. And Joe Wickline is gone. So he's been a rock, a solid anchor there, coaching up the line for 9 years. Now he's gone. It's a new regime with Bob Connolly. It'll take some adjustment there. That would be some question mark there. And the secondary is very new, brand new safeties nobody's ever heard of. So I think those are the concerns. And of course at quarterback, I think you know what you're going to get with J.W. Walsh. It's not going to be a Brandon Whedon level of quarterback. It's going to be a guy who can run around and make some plays with his feet, occasionally make the big time throw, but there's a lot of throws he can't make. Great leader, but you know what you're getting with J.W. Walsh. Is that good enough?
Lastly, we know that preseason pub and hype really doesn't amount to anything when it comes to what happens at the end of the season, but where do you feel like the Cowboys are going to fit in preseason polls and those sorts of things? Are they a potential top 25 team, or are they nowhere in that conversation?
Well, I mean, I think they're in the conversation. I don't think they'll be in the top 25. I think most top 25s will have the Cowboys on the outside. I think they'll be picked in the middle of the Big 12, in the 5-6 range, because just too many newcomers, too many holes. But they've done enough in the past, over the last 5 years, to say, hey, you can't count this program out. But I mean, I think the Cowboys will be on the fringe, just probably a top 30 team, probably not top 25.
All right, thanks, Barry. Sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.